It was this time last month that I was traveling through Vietnam, and one of my favorite ways to document my travel memories is by drawing little doodles of the different food I tried during my travels. So in today's video, I show you how I doodle some of the food I had during my Vietnam trip and how a page of doodles like this will make for a great entry to your travel journal. So let's get started. I've got my favorite sketchbook that's a good size for carrying around while traveling, and a few pens and pencils, and a hot cup of tea. I like to begin with pencil sketches when I'm after a neat and tidy look, especially when I'm recording a video for you guys. So we'll begin with a pencil sketch of what I had for breakfast most days. Now I must tell you, I'm not the most adventurous when it comes to food, and sometimes I will stick to familiar tastes, and therefore my breakfast was mostly eggs, croissants, and a hot cup of tea, which is not much different to what I eat when I'm back home. For the egg, we drew a circle for the yolk and a messy blob outline for the egg white. For the croissant, I drew a shape of a crescent moon and then drew all these little bumps to show the structure of the pastry. In Vietnam, there were loads of bakeries selling all sorts of different pastries, and they were a treat to the eyes as well as the taste buds, of course. And let's draw a humble cup of tea. Erase off any of the pencil lines, and for a fun and interesting look, I decided to use one single color for filling in bits of our doodles today. I'm using an acrylic marker in a deep yellow tone, and it will be perfect for our egg yolk. Color in some portions of the teacup, and you can layer on the color for a bit of a deeper tone to give the cup some shadows, and that'll give it a three-dimensional look. And also do the same for the color of the coffee, so layering on the color a few times that it almost looks like a lighter shade of brown. I find that doodling or sketching your travels like this is a wonderful way to capture and remember the experiences, be more mindful of the things we are experiencing, and to me, doodling the food that you're eating in a new place is one of the simplest ways to document some travel memories. And I love looking back at those pages months or even years later. Always brings a smile to my face. I just finished drawing a sub sandwich called banh mi, which was my lunch most days, and it's lettuce and other vegetables and maybe some meat in some bread. Next, I'm drawing a soup dish called pho that has soup broth, rice noodles, herbs, and meat. I start by drawing the bowl. The rim of the bowl, I'm keeping it quite wide so we can see what's inside, and for the noodles, it's a bunch of scribbles and some lines to show chopsticks resting on the bowl. Really simple but fun to draw. Also, I wanted to mention that to draw a page of food like this, you need not travel to faraway places. It's equally fun to draw the things we eat on a daily basis, like our breakfast, lunch, dinner, what you had on a day out with friends perhaps, or perhaps what you had at a picnic. All these things. Having a go at drawing what's in the plate in front of you is always a fun idea. I'm a big fan of all things caffeine, tea and coffee, and we find loads of cafes everywhere selling these iced milk coffee that were a delight in the hot days. I start by drawing a tall glass. I always do double walls to show glass, some ice cubes sitting at the bottom of the glass, and mark the level of the drink, and that looks about right. Here's an exotic fruit I tried that I don't find every day where I live here in Australia, and that is dragon fruit. Some have pink flesh, some white, and some yellow. Depending on the color of the flesh, the taste varies slightly, I found, with the white flesh tasting a bit milder and pink flesh much sweeter. And it might seem hard to draw them, but it's actually quite simple and a lot of fun. We draw a teardrop shape and draw all these pointed spikes all over the body. This one is cut in half so we can see what the inside looks like. Little dots all over to show the tiny seeds. So much fun to draw. Our coffee could do with some color as well. We'll finish off with a plate of spring rolls or rice paper rolls with some dipping sauce in a little bowl. I drew little thin rectangles for the spring rolls, and the bowl is very much the same as we drew the bowl for our soup dish, the pho. And we'll put everything on a plate. So I'll draw a circular outline around everything. And that's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys found this tutorial useful and inspiring enough to start sketching some of your travel memories, whether it's food, sights, or anything else you experience. I'd love to hear from you about how you document your travels. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video.